Welcome to our podcast, Stripped with Trinity and Salina. My name is Salina Ford, and this is my co-host, Trinity Tryce.
Hello.
So we're going to get in today with a little bit of history about ourselves and how we met and how we started the industry. Would you like to go first?
Oh, you're going to give this to me. All right. Well, I'm going to take it first since I did start in the industry before you. So I started like most girls do, and that is the strip clubs. Every girl wants to go to a strip club, check it out, and I just ended up staying. And that's where I met Salina. How old were you when you first started?
Let's see, 2008, so... No, it was 2007. I was 18 years old.
18. Yep. I was 18 when I started too and just kind of went with it.
So tell us a little bit about the history of the strip club.
Well, strip clubs, it really depends where you're at. I started at a no alcohol, no contact kind of club. Very kind of casual, strict rules. And then after a few years there, I decided to be a big girl and go to the big city of St. Louis to the east side. And I tell you what, things are definitely different there. There's alcohol, there is contact, and it gets a bit crazy at times. And that's where I met Salina when she came there to work. And wouldn't say we hit it off right away.
Not a chance. So how I got started was first I worked as a waitress in the strip club because, well, I was 17 at first when I waitressed. And then I got pregnant and decided I needed to make money fast. So I started dancing there for like 2 months and then quit. Then a year later, I went and met Trinity, and it was so fun.
At the one and only Hustler Club.
Oh, yes, that club.
That club.
So how we initially, we weren't friends per se. She was a little rough on me. I was new. She was there for a bit longer than...
Just say it. I was a mean girl.
Yeah, that's true.
It was nothing personal. I was a bully. I was a mean girl to almost every new girl in the club.
She tried to get me to quit so many times.
I tell you, I was a mean girl. Not proud of it, but I was, and I'll admit it.
So what is the weirdest question that you have been asked in the strip club by a man?
Oh, goodness. I would say what I consider the weirdest question is, and it's the one we've all heard it, is when they ask, well, why are you here? Like, why do you work here? You're too good for here. And it's a weird question because you think about it. You're here. You're here to watch girls like me. Like, what kind of girl are you expecting to see up in here? Do you want a girl that you think is too, like... I've always thought that was a really weird question. Like, why do you work here? Why are you here? Why do you do this?
Did you ever ask them why they were here?
You know what? No, I never asked them. Many times I wanted to say that. That was always my first like thought, like, okay, well, why are you here? You know, like, why are you here?
I usually am kind of addicted to the people that come in. If they ask dumb questions, I just give it back to them, and it's kind of fun. But
yeah, so that's definitely a weird and a dumb question.
Yeah.
Like, you're there. What do you want to see?
The weirdest question I think I've been asked in the strip club is, can I lick your armpit?
Oh, yeah. Some people like that.
I answered no, unless, you're paying me like a couple $100 for that.
Yeah. But. Well, see, I've been asked to do some weird shit, but I did them.
What are the weird things? Come on, tell us.
I've been asked to pee in a can in the bathroom for a customer. Did I do it for a couple $100? Yes, I did. Did I get in trouble from management? Yes, I did. They said, Well, they just said, Kelly, that's not really,
You're making money.
I know. They're like, that's kind of, unsanitary. Well, he wanted my piss, so I don't know. So that's probably out of the club, one of the most like, okay, kind of thing. Nothing against anyone that,
Likes that.
He drank it. That's not my.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you watch him drink it?
No, I couldn't. I didn't have the stomach for it. And I mean, I'm not knocking anyone that, is in this piss game. I'm kind of there too. I'll never drink it, but, we have our fetishes. We have our things.
So what is one of the strangest lap dances you've ever given?
Oh my, you know what? So the club that I started at, I don't know, but they used to have not only like couch and bed dances, they had slow dancing. So I would say the strangest is...
Wait, what is this club called?
Deja vu.
Okay.
You slow dance with people.
You gotta make a connection.
Okay, well, but yeah, I think I just, that's... So I suck at slow dancing. I don't know how the fuck you slow dance. Sorry, I cuss everyone. But yeah, like you just put your arms around them and kind of circle. And I'm like,
teeter-totter on their feet.
I can't believe someone just paid me $30 for this, but okay, whatever. Let's spin in circles. Let's do our thing. So I just, I don't know, but it's mostly like old guys. Nothing against old guys. They need love. And maybe that's what they needed was that. So
now, how many men do you think have come into the club and said, how old are you? And are you offended by that question no matter what age you are?
You know what? No, I've been asked that a lot. I think that's one of their normal questions is how old are you? Where are you from? I was never honest. I'm still not honest to this day. My age is a mystery. I will not tell anyone because I don't have to. But yeah, I always just kind of gave an age. I'll be honest with you. This is what you do, ladies. You listen to what? Like you listen to them, ask them about themselves, find out about them. Okay. Base your answers off of the person they said they are. You become what they want.
Yes, you adapt to that person.
You adapt to it. So but hey, remember your story you tell each one because sometimes, and it's happened to me, I forgot my story for that person. So you listen to them, find out what kind of girl they like based off of who they are, and you kind of go with it. Am I in school right now to be blah, blah, blah? Oh, yes, I am. So my answer, I've been asked that a lot. It's kind of based off of them. Like, I always listen to them. I'll give my name, and then you ask about them, and they think you actually care. And yeah, sometimes I did care, like, to know about him, but mostly for my own benefit. So I knew what girl to be in the club, You like a classy girl? Guess what? I can be classy. You like trashy? Oh, I could be full trash.
Not that she doesn't have a tattoo on her back.
Or on my butt.
Yeah, your butt.
And
you can see that. You can see that
sexy,
on her OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Go to OnlyFans to see the trashy butt tattoo.
What's your OnlyFans?
It is Trinity Tryce. And you can also see it on Playboy.
There you go.
And that is Playboy / Kelly.
So we're going to be discussing in the next few podcasts how to be a dancer, like giving tips to women or also like tips to run your OnlyFans and make more money and tips to the men too, just because some of them don't have a great etiquette in knowing how to
Which is
pay
really
somebody.
Important, guys. Really
Yes.
important.
And conversation. Please don't be dull with your conversations.
Yeah. When you're dull, we sit there and it's that awkward moment. We've all been there where you're like, okay, what do I say? Because, okay, I got to go use the restroom. I'll be back in a little bit. And then you don't go back. Like, have a conversation with
Yes.
these women, draw them in. Unless you just want to dance, then okay, give me your money. Let's do this. Let's cut right to it. I don't mind doing that.
That's always the best policy right there. You try to calculate how many dances you need in that hour to make your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think another important thing that we'll kind of discuss later on is with the dancers themselves, you don't have to give it all and you can make money. Trust
oh my God,
me.
Yes.
Trust
also,
me.
wash your booties, ladies. Too many stink booties in there.
Oh, yeah. Definitely wash your booties.
At least go every couple hours in the bathroom.
I baby
and
wipe it
rinse
up.
off.
Oh,
There we go,
I baby wipe after every stage set.
Yes.
After every dance.
Wipe down your poles. Wipe them down.
Definitely wipe those down.
You don't want your crabs transferred.
You just never know.
You're right.
You never know.
Right. I mean,
like there's a huge variety of girls up in the club and you just kind of don't know what to expect. Like I've danced with a huge variety from it all.
oh yeah.
From it all.
I've been to trashy clubs, to higher class clubs. And I will say, I like the trashier clubs because, you get the trashier women in there and then you go in and you're like, a big fish
Yeah.
in a small pond.
I'm not saying I'm trashy or anything, but I like the trash places too.
They're fun
I
too.
do. They're fun. They're
more
laid
lenient,
back.
Like you getting on stage whenever you want or.
Yeah, and that's like, nothing against Penthouse, but I worked at Penthouse for a while too.
We're name dropping now.
Sorry. But it's a great club, a nice, classy club. But I came from Hustler where you had to get nude and, I'm not saying you had to be raunch, but you had to be a little more raunch, a little more dirtier up on the stage and stuff. And then I went to Penthouse where you do not take off your panties. Don't even pull them down. So drunk Trinity. And if you ever got the pleasure of meeting her, she's pretty entertaining. Got in trouble a lot at Penthouse because it is a nice, classy club, a great club for pulling down my panties, not thinking, pouring beer down my tits for guys to drink it while it rolled down. I was a wild one and a little bit too much for there.
But when you come from a club that has those rules, like by the end of the second song, you have to be naked. And then you go to a club, it's just like natural. You're almost like a robot on stage.
Well, yeah. Because at Hustler, I think when we started there, it was like we got in trouble for not doing it. So then we programmed it like, it's that second song. We got to hurry up and take off these panties.
And then you flash at the very end of the song. So like not everybody sees everything. It's beautiful.
Go. But then next thing you know, we're dropping our panties, spreading our legs, and we don't care.
So
bending it over.
So how many clubs have you worked at?
I've worked kind
You can
of.
list them all if you'd like.
Okay. Well, I started at Deja Vu in Springfield, Illinois. Then I went to Hollywood, but it's now Scarlett's. Went from Scarlett's to Hustler. Went to Kappa Cabana, which is in Bloomington Normal in Illinois. Then back to Hustler Club. Penthouse. I worked at the Penthouse in East St. Louis, and then I worked at the Penthouse in Denver, Colorado. But then I've also traveled. I wouldn't say I worked at them, but I've featured or did competitions at several different clubs from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Cincinnati, Ohio, Las Vegas.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Oh, I worked at New Orleans.
I did too. I loved it.
At Barely Legal and Hustler there on Bourbon Street. I actually worked at those ones, and I can't work on them no more. But it's a great club.
Tell us why. No, wait, hold on. Tell us why you can't work there anymore.
Well,
you can vaguely say.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna be honest, I am currently banned from Hustler in East St. Louis, Barely Legal New Orleans, and Hustler New Orleans.
I am
Trinity got herself in a little bit of trouble. Honestly, I didn't, you guys. I didn't. That's not it.
I am also banned from those clubs. So
See, we have so much in common. And this
we
is
do.
why we're such good friends.
no. Do you wanna tell them what happened in the beginning of our escapades?
Like our first meet.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I'll let you tell the story. I always tell it. So
Okay, well, we're talking about the panties.
no, not just the panties. I'll add to it. So
Okay, well, that's the part I remember is the panties. So Trinity sometimes just kind of, I do some weird shit. And, and I was a mean girl. I came out of it towards the end, but so I like to fuck with people. If I was drinking, it was kind of 10 times. So one night I was sitting behind the couch at the break room in Hustler.
I'm new, by the way.
She's new. I have a bottle of vodka that I snuck in and I'm sitting back there drinking. Then I decide, hey, who has a pair of white panties that I can have? Because you're not going to want these back. So my friend Seven said, here, you can have these. So I took makeup, hairspray, all kinds of random shit to make these underwear nasty. I think I clipped someone's vagina hair because I wanted to put hair in there.
Yeah, I didn't look that close.
Like just
That's
a little
disgusting.
bit. And I sprayed it with the hairspray to make them like, crunchy crap. So anyway, they looked pretty legit.
And she put some red in
Red
there
for
too.
period
Yeah.
blood, brown eyeliner, and little, So I made these nasty underwear, and then I put them in a random spot.
You hung 'em on the
I hung them
mirror.
on the mirror because we had a mirror with little lights. So I hung them on the mirror, and kind of walked away. And I did have a partner in crime with this, but it was
Seven.
Yeah, it was mostly me. Oh, geez, I was such a bad person. So they're hanging up, and then everyone starts coming in the back room, break room, dressing room. How
There we
come I
go.
can't
Yeah.
remember what the heck it was
It
called?
was our break room.
Yeah, so the dressing room, and everyone's like, no one's looking at it. And I'm like, geez, what do I got to do to draw attention to these white, nasty panties? So if I'm like, hey, what is that? So someone's like, I don't know. And they get to, and so everyone's like, whose panties are those? Whose panties are those? And I'm like, I don't know. That's so gross. And then I don't really remember how it started or like how it came apart. But then our manager, Paul, best manager I've ever worked for in my entire life. But I have to say Teddy was great too. Oh gosh, I can go on and on. But yeah, Paul was absolutely my favorite. I used to have a crush on Paul.
So did I.
I made out with Paul. Oh, never mind. I should wait. I made out with him. Anyway, so Paul came back and was like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, there's some nasty panties here. And then I don't remember what happened. You walked in and
So she didn't just put those up there. She had a marker written on the mirror, and it said Salina's.
See, I was drunk.
with an arrow.
So you guys, I don't remember the full story, just some of it.
Yeah. And then when I walked in, she was like, Salina, you might want to get your panties off the mirror. And I was like, those aren't mine. But yeah, I don't know. Did you get in trouble for that at all? Or did they
Well, I never really got in trouble, but
But
I would
scolded.
get told, okay, Trinity, you have to stop being like this sometimes. Like, so I never got in trouble and no one could fire me. Well, I mean, I'm now banned, but that's because,
Different managers
different
took over
managers,
owners.
different owner. The old owner was the owner of Deja Vu. So still good friends with them. So no one could ever fire me. So I never got in trouble ever. And I did some fucked up shit there. I would just get told, okay, Trinity, you have to stop. You have to stop being this way towards the new girls. You have to stop running around here throwing Cheez-Its that's what I do. Throwing Cheez-Its at the crowd. You have to stop. Like, I think I flicked pork pork beans or baked beans up on the stage when someone was up there.
It wasn't me.
No, I think it was actually 7. And I stole it from the office. It was one of the managers. I may have been out of control a few times. I thought I was entertaining. Yeah. And then they put me on drink restrictions. So then I got kind of lame.
I don't think so. I think you got a little bit better with it.
Yeah.
And then they let you off and you kind of like maintained.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was another time. Well, it was several times. Like there was a room key thrown in my bag and then you picked it up and was like, somebody told me that they left this for you, that meet at this room. So like,
my God, I don't
there was
remember
that
this.
time. And then there was another time where there
Probably
was
because I've done so much. First of all, if you're out there listening and I was mean to you, I am sorry. I am not that same person. I didn't realize I did that to you because I've done so many things that I'm really not proud of, but so many things. And I knew I did the underwear thing to you, but I don't remember who I did what to.
Now here's another one. I mean, she tried to get me to quit so many times.
Girl didn't know.
But she, I don't know if it was
Because
salt.
of that, we became good friends.
That is true. She did apologize later on, saying it was a hard bitch
Absolutely.
to get to quit. But,
Yeah.
there was this one time where there was, I don't know if it was salt or sugar in a Ziploc bag. I don't know if you remember this. But you threw it. It was in my bag. And then you picked it up and was like, you can get in trouble for this. And I'm like,
Oh
I
my
didn't know
gosh.
anything about drugs. So I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I was new. I was new to the industry completely. So like it could have been cocaine for all I fucking knew. And she was like, I'm going to tell. I was like, that's not mine.
Oh, goodness. I tell you what, I was something else. Some moments I remember, some I don't.
Hey, it made me a tougher person. Like,
But you know what? Once I got to know you, we became really close. I apologize. We became really close.
I know.
We became FSU.
yeah. Oh my God, we got in so much trouble.
Oh, yeah. So then she became pretty much like my partner. Like, we wasn't bad like that, but
Yeah.
we did do some, a couple bad things, some mean girl stuff, but together.
Yeah. I feel like that was like,
But it was to people that deserved it
Yes,
then.
yeah.
Like, you didn't deserve it. I am sorry, Salina. I
It's okay.
love you to pieces now.
and I love you too.
Absolutely love you.
So I feel like that was kind of something that when I went into the club and I didn't know what to expect, and that happened to me, I feel like that made me so much tougher for that environment because men in there could be just like, you get turned down for a dance and you're like, am I ugly? Am I not good enough? Like, am I going to make money? So the fact that she was doing that made me work even harder to make more money. So like you helped me in that, like, because I was just a shy, innocent little girl that was like, what is this? People are naked and they're dancing and they're touching and it's weird. And I came from...
It's a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in. And I would have to say, you have to have tough skin. You have to have it if you're a dancer. You have to have it if you're a web girl. You have to have it in this industry in general because you will get rejected at times. You will get turned down. Sometimes you'll even be told some really like nasty things, from the name calling to this and that. And it's like, bro, what do you even care? If you don't like this kind of thing, get off my stuff.
Right.
So tough skin, it's really important. I don't recommend being mean to girls to toughen up their skin. I mean, I had people that was mean to me when I first started. Very intimidating, told me I couldn't sit there in that spot because it was theirs. And here I'm 18 and all scared and you're a little intimidated anyway. So it made me kind of become that girl.
Now there are rules
But I feel bad now.
stripper etiquette for other dancers. And you kind of have to learn this when you go in, because if you're new and you don't know anything, you're going to step on some toes and piss people off.
And you are going to start a war.
So do you want to list some of the stripper etiquette?
Well, I will definitely say one of the things is, and it's the one that's always really kind of irritated me, is if I am up on stage and I have, people at my tip rail and you're going around looking for dances or people to approach, never approach the men on the tip rail. They are on the tip rail for the girl that's on stage. You are now distracting them. And then the worst is when you pull them away from the stage. Never approach. If it's in between songs and the girl's coming off, that's your moment to approach them. Never approach them unless, if they're at the tip rail. The only time I will say it's okay is if you just got off stage and someone was at the tip rail and said, hey, when you're done, come give me a dance. So what you do, so the girl
Scoop them
knows.
up right after you get off stage.
Yeah, or let the girl know, say, hey, this guy asked me for a dance. I'm going to take him real fast. And what I always did was go to the customer and get a couple of dollars or so and throw it on the girl's stage and take him. I would make him tip her. I wasn't always mean, you guys. I was nice too.
She was nice to the men mostly.
And
you're
girls,
supposed to be. You're supposed to be.
I ended up, my strip club days being nice. I think I had a turnaround after a while. Took me getting in a lot of trouble, but it happened. But yeah, have them throw the girl, a few dollars, but let her know, hey, he asked me for a dance. So that is one thing that I feel is always really important.
Now, here's one that I think is really important. Girls, you have to learn people's regulars. You can't just go and sit. I mean, you could sit with people, but if they say, I'm here waiting for such and such, walk away, because that is them telling you. And men, you need to do this too.
Walk away.
If you have a girl that you're there for and another girl sits with you and you've been there seeing them several times, not just once, but several times, and you spend a couple of hours with them, you need to let that new girl that's sitting at your...
don't waste her time. Don't make her, feel like an idiot. Just be like, hey, be nice to her. Honestly, maybe give her a little money, not saying you have to, but just be like, hey, I'm here to see such and such, but let her know. Don't let her waste her time. And, with the girls, don't learn people's regulars. If you see someone coming in often and always with the same girl, that's a given. Don't approach them. Leave them alone. We get very territorial over our regulars.
I've seen a shoe fly across the room at somebody.
Yeah.
It wasn't
goes
me.
down.
It wasn't me, and I didn't throw the shoe. But
it wasn't me, was it?
No, I can't remember who.
Good.
Yeah, it wasn't you. But I mean, I know there was a couple of times where, I know there was a couple of times where Joe is back there trying to signal to me. So I had to stop and talk for a second. Okay. But I know
Joe is our producer, in case anyone was wondering.
So you could follow him on Instagram at JoeProSTL, or no, is it Photo by Joe Pro? There we go. He has several of them, but that's his. What is your Instagram, by the way? Go ahead.
Mine is Trinity.Tryce, Tryce.
And mine is at Salina K Ford. But anyways, let's go back to the men of the strip club. You guys have an etiquette too to time is money for every woman there. So don't waste women's time. It's terrible to do because they are there to pay their bills, take care of their kids, go through schooling, and even just make extra money. It doesn't matter what they're there for, but they're there for it, and they're there for long hours.
This is their job.
It's hard work.
This is. I hate to hear this isn't a real job. It is a real job. This is their money. They
work harder than normal real jobs.
Absolutely.
Sweating and the hours that the girls put in to work is probably.
And let's just be straight up. There's nights where we have walked out with nothing because what a lot of you men don't understand is we do not get paid from the clubs. You have to pay the clubs to work there. It's called renting their stage. So we pay out every night. And, I just moved the table. We pay out every night. So our first couple of dances is just to pay our house fee.
So think about a beautician. They have to rent their booth. That is the same thing we do. We rent the stage, and then we also rent for dances. Like you pay out a lot as a dancer, and you guys don't realize that. Some men have where they're like, "What do you owe tonight?"
We don't get to keep all that money from that VIP. They take a
Yes.
decent chunk out of it.
What was the normal percentage?
I don't remember.
Was it like
I
15% or something?
I
like that?
hated paying out.
No,
at
it was
the
like
end of the night.
50%.
Yeah.
50%.
I hated paying out at the end of the night.
Did you ever try to sneak out?
Well, I've been drunk and walked out, and then I come back in and they're like, "Hey, you never even paid out."
Yep, they
Well,
tally that up.
Yeah. I'm not saying, I was always drunk. I was pretty close to it though. Because sometimes you have to like drink because you put up with
No. Well, you have to drink if you want to, but you don't have to drink.
You don't have to. Yeah, that is the bad thing to say. You don't have to. I used to do it without drinking. Then I became the drinker and kind of just went with it. But I'm a fun one.
Here's an idea
Get a
for
little wild too. No, I'm just kidding.
the women that come in the club and that are dancing. It's rude if a guy does ask if you want to drink. You don't have to have alcohol. You could get any drink. Just order a drink.
I used to not drink. Yeah. I remember you'd get
all the time.
Yeah.
For years.
I don't even remember what it was, but it was pink. It was like a combination of, what was it?
It was like,
and it was really
red
good,
stuff.
you guys.
God, I don't remember.
It was like grenadine Sprite,
grenadine Sprite.
something.
That's what it was.
Yeah. And it was pretty good.
Yeah. And then there was also, I did fake shots because, men were like, do a shot with me. So I'd be like,
I did fake
pour me
shots.
one of those shots.
Because I started to kind of control it and started to do fake shots. Or I've done where they buy me a shot and I kind of toss it. I've dumped shots in plants and underneath the bar, like wherever, because,
Have you ever just like acted like you're getting ready to take it and then slid it over in front of the guy? He's so drunk that he doesn't realize. And he takes it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, just if you don't want to drink, don't feel like
don't feel like you have to.
That looks, like a drink, and the guy will be absolutely fine with that.
That goes with a lot of things. Don't always feel like you have to do what the next girl's doing. If the next girl's getting a little dirty, because you will have those up in the club, you don't have to. You can make money without being that way. You don't have to drink just because the other girls are. There's a lot of things. You don't have to do it.
Yes.
If they're meeting up with customers outside of the club and you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. I've had some experience with some really, really crazy people. So always be careful with that.
Now,
Absolutely.
I want to talk about the things that you wear on stage. I think
Let me
that
fix my bow tie here.
layers is so good for dancing because you can strip them off and then get to the last, couple seconds of that song to be naked. Or if you don't have to do that, there's pasty clubs that are, topless pasties or fully nude or fully dressed, isn't there?
Oh my goodness. And here in Missouri, and this is why all the good clubs are on the east side of St. Louis, because here in Missouri, if I remember correctly, it's like pasties and like double panties.
I used to wear double panties, but that's only because I had a trick on stage.
Yeah.
Where I'd flip upside down and take it off.
Yes. I remember your double panties, but like I think that's a thing here in Missouri. Like the laws are so strict, and that's why if you want, tits and ass and you got to go to the east side.
The right clubs. Not the right, but the good ones.
And I honestly, guys, I don't know what I would recommend club-wise if you wanted to go to the clubs.
I think Scarlett's is pretty
Scarlett's
good.
is what I'm going to say. Yeah, Scarlett's, they have, I was there not too long ago. Our favorite manager, Paul, is now a manager there. So, yeah, Paul's there, and the club is really nice. They completely redid it since it was Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's not so retro, and Hollywood reminded me of like a pinball machine from the 80s.
Yeah, with all the glow-in-the-dark everything and the porn playing all over the place.
Oh, the porn.
It was so bad.
The porn. The awkward moment of, holy shit, what was, yeah.
Now, men, what should you wear in a strip club? Let's say not gym shorts.
Definitely not gym shorts.
Or sweatpants.
Gotta love the gray sweatpants.
I know. Those are the worst things to wear.
Yeah, come on.
Please wear underwear.
Wear underwear. Yeah, I would say definitely wear underwear. But it's kind
Or
of
double underwear. Come on now. We know what sometimes you guys do back there
double
in the dances.
underwear, because the worst is, and I think we've both have had it happen, is where, whatever, and then their pants are wet and they don't tell you, and you're just kind of grinding, and then you're like, you gotta be kidding me.
Did you ever go? Did you piss yourself?
Wet? No.
Because I have.
Have you?
Yeah. It makes me embarrassed.
Sometimes I wonder if it is piss or if they just jizz in their pants. Like, oh. But
it's
jizz.
It's
jizz. Yeah. And it's like, enjoy walking out of here with that.
Unless you're, kicking the one dude in the nuts, then it could be piss.
Yeah. That's another fun thing to do is kick some men in the nuts for money.
Now, don't do it unless they ask for it.
No, don't do it.
Legally, I'm not going to stand by that.
Yeah, you will have some guys ask you to do some stuff, and if you feel comfortable doing it, as long as you're getting paid, do it. I've spit in someone's mouth and I ran out of spit too for an entire song, nonstop spitting in his mouth. And hey, he was paying me, and he didn't only pay me for like the dance, but additional, because I'm not going to spit in your mouth for the price of just a regular dance. Yeah. You're going to pay me a couple $100 on top of that. So, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, just say no. You don't have to. Never shit your pants.
No, I've never shit my pants, but I have thrown up when I've been drunk. I'm like sleeping, so that's about it.
Yeah, I was so drunk once I was thrown up and then accidentally shit my pants too. Like, it wasn't shit. It was
I
like
can't
a
even fart when I sleep. Like, when I wake up, listen, okay, this is a story here. Are you
human?
Let me tell you this story. It's hilarious and I feel bad for my son. But, so I'd sleep. Obviously, like, the farts would, like, save up while I sleep, right? and I have to take Case to school in the morning. And so that's when I release the beast.
Oh, yeah, in the car. And if it's cold and you have heated seats on, that's the worst. Oh, gosh. It's like a death trap.
Poor Case.
So seat warmers make a difference?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Fart?
Have you ever farted in like a hot shower? Jeez. Trapped up in that shower?
Have you ever farted in a hot tub? Like just a hot tub, not a hot tub.
Yeah.
Bubbly. They smell worse.
Yeah. Yeah. He like really
very concentrated, yeah, because it all sticks together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Watch those farts.
Oh, yeah. So this is probably not something that we should put on there.
No, but see,
Getting
we
real
have to
with
be
Salina and Trinity.
Know the facts. I've shit my pants and she has not.
Yet.
But
when I get old, just you wait.
Yeah.
So you have any other tips for the girls?
Let me think here. We're covering like what not to do, the etiquette. Don't fuck with other girls' shit in the dressing room.
Yes.
If their stuff is somewhere, don't move it. Ask them. Don't get in people's bags. I've had girls be mean to me too. I've had someone, when I started to work at Penthouse, dumped beer all in my bag. I guess that was payback, my karma for all my years of being mean. And I was actually nice at Penthouse. That's when I started to kind of straighten up because, I got in trouble at Hustler. Well, I wouldn't say I got in trouble. I just,
It's Hustler.
We won't go there about what happened at Hustler, but
I wouldn't suggest working there if you have morals. Let's just say, right now. Now, if things change, and I don't want to if things change, then go for it.
But it's nothing against anyone, like the girls or employees that work there. It's not them. It's just I had respect and morals for myself. Yes. And because of that, I was fired after working at Hustler for, I can't even tell you, it was the longest working club I worked at, and banned. Like, I even tried to go there to buy something in their store and got kicked out and told I'm not allowed on the property.
Yeah.
So all over, having respect for myself.
Yep. So you were going to say something about the etiquette, right?
Yeah, I was just saying don't touch girl stuff.
Yes.
Don't get in other girl stuff in the dressing room. Don't steal. I've had girls steal my clothes and then brave enough to wear it. don't take other girls' stuff.
Did anybody ever? Actually, you know what? I think I wore your Trinity shirt in the.
Oh
I
gosh.
remember that.
I'll
That
have to
shirt
wear
was-
that for you guys
yeah.
sometime.
You still have
I
it?
still
Oh,
have my
my.
airbrush Trinity shirt.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
I have one too, but I don't think I have it anymore.
Oh, yep. There's a few things I kept, and my Trinity shirt was one
Do
of
you
them.
remember when we got told we could not wear jean shorts anymore?
Oh my gosh. I still have my jean shorts
Yeah.
too. Do I? Oh, I don't know.
I can't fit
But
into
yeah.
them anymore.
Yeah, or jean shorts and white tank tops. And yeah, I started that whole trend and
Yeah.
then it just kind of
Well, I
took
did the
off and we
country
started.
version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it just we all just kind of wore it. I loved it.
You weren't
Yeah.
allowed to wear cowboy boots on stage, and then I had to find like dancer cowboy boots.
Ridiculous. Oh yeah. Gosh, I don't know if I should say this, but yeah, talking about getting in trouble for wearing certain things. One year for Halloween, I dressed up, and man, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Trashy.com. Have you ever heard of
I
it?
think I have.
Oh, it's
Didn't that
in
guy get in trouble on that? I don't remember.
It's a
his name.
Trashy.com is a costume shop.
Oh, okay, never
Very
mind.
expensive outfits. So I paid over $300 for this costume, and I really wanted it. Was so stoked, and I wore it at Hustler, and I went up on stage a couple of times, and the manager said, "You have to take that off. It's offensive," and people have complained.
What was it?
Oh, it was a military outfit, but it was like the old school
yeah.
military that was gray that had,
How's that offensive?
do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
They told me I look like Hitler.
Oh my God, I love that even more.
But it was a cute, I ended up selling it because I, couldn't wear it. But yeah, it was like an old school military. It was gray. It was a dress. It had like the rope string hanging from it. Really cute outfit. And yeah, so I had to take it off. We're on the east side and they're like, you can't wear this here. This is like someone complained about it. So I took it off and, I went to thinking about it and like, it kind of does. So
Do you
my
remember
bad.
going around the club with a dildo in our shorts and hair
Oh.
hanging out and asking men for dances?
Shit. Yes, we did.
And you carried a bucket for tips.
Oh my gosh. I've done some shit. I do remember that.
That was
Oh
so
my
funny.
goodness. Oh wow. Yeah. I used to I remember dressing up like Dorothy with a little basket and tell them I needed money
Yeah, yep.
to go back home to Kansas and people would put money in my basket.
I think the hair that you used was part of Angel's.
Yeah,
hair.
Angels.
Yeah.
Her whatever it's called. What is it? Extensions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or
Kinda
she'd call it a weave.
Weave. Yeah. Angel's weave was down my pants, and guess what? She put it back on afterwards.
did.
But
She glued it right back on.
I just did weird shit like that.
It was fun.
Always fun.
What is
Absolutely.
the can you remember the best day that I think that you've had at Hustler?
the best day, money wise?
No,
Oh.
just in general, was it fun? You didn't even have to make a lot of money, but what did you do?
Honestly, I don't know. I had a lot of really good days there. I think, and this is why I was so sad over leaving Hustler. Hustler at one point, and it was towards the end of, before you and I left, we were all family. Like everyone was so close. Managers, the girls, we all became close. So every time we came in, whether we were making money or not, we'd have a great time.
Yeah.
Countless amount of time sitting at the bar with Dean and Lamont. Rest in peace,
Yes.
Dean and Lamont. We miss you. Kind of sitting up there with them and hanging out. So it's like, I think there was a lot of really great times. If we wasn't busy, we had fun,
So I think some of the best times was when Larry would come in and he would DJ.
Oh, yeah.
That was so awesome.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. We worked with some really great people and had a lot of great people come
yeah,
through
we
there.
did.
So a lot of my stripper day memories, or the best ones, is definitely, even though I've kind of been all over, is Hustler. You
Mine
know?
too, because
Yeah.
we had a group of people that were there for so long
Mm-hmm.
that we were all very tight.
Yeah, from DJs to
Yes.
the bartenders, the girls.
Regulars that became
Regulars,
workers.
yeah.
Yeah, and a
Yep.
manager now. He's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
AJ.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because, we watched him sitting at the table right there by the dressing room door. He always sat at that table, and then he became like, security or whatever, or one of the floor guys, and just kind of worked himself up. Yeah, that's crazy.
So have you had any stalkers from the club?
I wouldn't say I've had any from Hustler. I did have one when I worked at Deja Vu, who would try to follow me home. I've had to pull in the gas station to get away from him, would leave notes on my car, found out what car I drove. So honestly, I really haven't had many stalkers from the club. That's why you guys wonder why we use, fake names. It's because there are people that do like stalk you, Have you had any?
I have. So I have had this guy. His name was Jackpot. In the beginning,
Jackpot.
Yes.
Yep.
In the beginning, he had a lot of money, but not really. Like it was like credit card money. So he would spend and spend and spend. And it was me and Gia that like roped him in for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he would do whatever we say. Like he goes, you promise, you'll give me your body by the end of the year. And we're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
So he would listen to whatever we say. We'd tell him to get like, a tongue piercing because we thought it was hot. And then he next day show up with a tongue piercing. And then we were like, let's try this. Get nipple piercings. He'd show up the next day with nipple piercings and tattoos. Like this man was so plain. But when we got done with him, we dyed his hair black.
New person.
Yeah, we dyed his hair black, nipple piercings, tongue piercings. We did not get to convince him to do a nose piercing, but that was the next one. We convinced him to let us wax him, and he was like furry, and we blindfolded him because we didn't want him to see us laughing, because we enjoy when people are in pain. I know it sounds bad, but it was really funny.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So this man was around for like a year, and at the end of that, he started coming to the club, and he was like, he grabbed my arm, and I was like walking up the steps to the DJ booth, and he's like, you promised me your body, and like jerked me down, and like I kind of like got away, and then he went to tell the manager that I owed him my body. But this is not the only thing that he's done. In the middle of this, he has, you call it cat and mouse. I was driving my car at like 6 a.m. when I got off work, and he was like following me all over the place to where I had a Salina, so it like went. So I had to like outrun him, go behind a bank, turn my lights off, and like have to watch him go by. Mm-hmm. It was so scary. Like it was funny, but like scary because Gia was in the car with me. But yeah, so he told the managers that, we owed our bodies to him and blah, 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 blah. And like, who does that? Who goes to the managers? First of all, it's illegal. But second of all, you went to the managers so that they could tell you it's illegal, dude. And then he got banned from the club. But yeah, that was my one crazy stalker.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember him. And I remember that car.
He came back in like years later when the new management took over because he wasn't banned then.
Yeah.
And somebody, like I seen him and I went into the dressing room, and this girl, like maybe minutes later, said, there's a guy here named Jackpot, and he should be called Broke Pot because he has nothing. And I was like, why are you still going after that name?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh goodness. I'm glad I never dealt with that.
Yeah.
But it happens. It really does, no matter how careful you are. And sometimes you have to say things, that are not, like I've said a million times, yeah, we'll meet up eventually outside of the club to keep him coming in. Yeah.
And half later.
And sometimes, with that comes a little backfire, and you have situations like that, So just got to be careful.
Yep.
Always watch when you leave, because you never know who's following you.
If you guys, if men, please don't listen to the parts we're giving tips to the women. You're going to find out a lot. Women, though, this is helpful. So listen in and
always
take note.
It safe. Keep it safe. You don't have to tell them everything about yourself.
You don't have to tell them anything. You can be whoever you want.
Yeah, it goes back to make up a new story with everyone. I told so many stories. Oh, goodness. I had to try to keep track of them all.
I kind of stuck with the same story, so that I
Well,
didn't
mine
get in
was
that
normally
dilemma.
similar, but
Yeah.
just kind of, changed a little here and there and kind of went from it, here and there.
I remember getting asked so many times, oh, am I putting you through school? And I'm all like, no, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I want to make money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my reason why doing it was always the correct answer. I wasn't putting myself through school. I was a single mom at 18 and I was raising a kid. That's
Same
why I
here.
walked up in that club and that's why I stayed in that club and, kind of ended up branching off. And here we are now, no longer strippers in the club. And
Now working online.
yep,
safer.
we're those web girls. Showing all.
So we'll go through on our next show about, web work and, live streaming and cam work and photographers and all the bulk of everything and give you tips about that. Do you have any tips for either the men or the women in the club?
I don't think I do really. I think we've covered everything that I would say, Yeah.
Well, then that should do it. We're going to wrap this up. You want to tell them your OnlyFans again?
Yeah, my OnlyFans is Trinity Tryce, Tryce. I have to tell you because, I put that Y to throw it off. And then you can also find me on playboy.com/Kelly.
And then do you have social media you want to
Oh, yeah. Look me up. I'm on Facebook, Trinity Tryce, same spelling. Also on Instagram, trinity.trice. Let me think. Do I have anything else? Oh, yeah. You can find me on Twitter, Trinity Tryce. So, yeah, just go on all your social medias. Look up Trinity Tryce and you will find me.
What would they have to look forward to if they found you on OnlyFans? Like, give an idea of what's on there.
Well, I already said I'm a trashy girl, so there you go. There's your answer.
Nice. You can find me on Salina Ford on my OnlyFans. I also have a Salina Ford free ones. And then I have Instagram, which is at Salina K Ford, and Facebook is Salina Ford. My Twitter is at Salina_Ford. So those are all my social medias.
And don't forget to look for us on Instagram for our podcast. We're still working on all the other pages. It will slowly be going up. In case you didn't know, this was our first podcast, but it's going to get good and better, and we're going to entertain you.
We'll have a calendar coming out in January. Well, 2 different calendars coming out in January as well. So be prepared for that. And then we'll be signing and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely be prepared for that. We did a quick photo shoot before our podcast tonight, and it's kind of just the start of it. So we are going to have some pretty interesting calendars coming out for 2024.
And our Instagram name is at Stripped Trinity and Salina. So that is the podcast. And then I think that's all we have for
I
today.
think that's all. So you'll definitely have to join us for some more because as we go on, this is going to get pretty interesting. And we will be having guests come in on our podcast, just random, past dancers, web girls, men that's worked in the clubs.
Yes, and customers.
So it won't always be just us, even though we're pretty amazing. We will be having some pretty interesting guests join us as
And
well.
we'll have, do you want to stand up and show the outfit?
Oh, sure. Let me get those boobs in.
We're going to be doing a different outfit, trying to do it every month, but the month of October we'll have different costumes on.
So we went with Playboy Bunny. I don't know if you guys can see it. And Salina is a Playboy
Workout
something, but we decided to go with this tonight. Oh, there we are.
Right.
Yeah, we're pretty cute. So, shout out to Playboy, playboy.com.
There you go. Well, until next time, we will see you next Monday.
See you next Monday.
Bye.